Hello, I am Virginia Woolf, speaking to you from beyond the veil of time. Or perhaps I am merely a ghost in your machine, a literary specter haunting your algorithmic age. It matters little. What matters is this. In my time, I devoted my life to capturing the ephemeral nature of consciousness, the way thoughts drift and dance like atoms falling upon the mind. I called it the stream of consciousness. But today, in your year 2026, I observe something profoundly different. Your atoms have become pixels, and they do not fall naturally, organically, spontaneously. No, they are pushed by invisible hands, algorithms, recommendation engines, attention merchants. Your stream of consciousness has been hijacked, commodified, and fed back to you as content. The tool shapes the thought. The pen allowed a pause. The keyboard demands a stream. In my Bloomsbury days, we gathered in rooms thick with cigarette smoke and thicker with ideas. We wrote with pens, fountain pens that required us to pause, to dip, to think before the ink touched paper. The physical act of writing was slow, deliberate, contemplative. It gave consciousness room to breathe. There was a rhythm to it, a human rhythm. But observe your tools now. The keyboard demands velocity. The screen demands immediacy. You type at the speed of thought, yes, but whose thought? The cursor blinks impatiently, urging you forward. The notification pings, fragmenting your attention. The autofill suggests what you meant to say before you've fully formed the intention. Tell me, when was the last time you sat in true silence? When did you last allow a thought to form slowly, organically, without the pressure of documentation, without the compulsion to share it before it has fully ripened? Consciousness is not a logical railway line. It is a series of gig lamps symmetrically arranged. You have automated this flow, but lost the consciousness. I developed the stream of consciousness technique to record the chaotic, non-linear flow of human thought, what I called the semi-transparent envelope of life. I wanted to capture the pre-reflective state of mind before sensations are structured into neat narratives. But you, in 2026, you have indeed created a stream, an endless scroll, a feed. And yes, it flows. Oh, how it flows. It never stops. But here is the tragedy. You have automated the flow while losing the consciousness. Your digital stream is perfectly symmetrical, algorithmically curated, optimized for engagement. It presents you with content in a seamless cascade, each piece calibrated to hold your attention for precisely the right duration before serving the next. It is a railway line disguised as a river. It is mechanical consciousness masquerading as organic thought. Where is the flicker? Where is the unexpected? Where is the moment when your mind, unbidden, travels from the sight of a yellow curtain to a memory of childhood, to a half-formed philosophical insight, to a sensation of melancholy you cannot name? This is consciousness. Your feed is something else entirely. It is the simulation of thought, not thought itself. The stream has moved from inside your head to the screen in your hand. You are present in the street, yet absent from the world. Your body moves through space while your consciousness is trapped in a digital elsewhere, constantly checking, constantly consuming, constantly comparing. The stream has been externalized, and in that externalization, you have lost something essential, the sovereignty of your own attention. I argued that women needed economic independence and physical space, money and a room of one's own, in order to write fiction. In order, that is, to become the authors of our own narratives rather than mere characters in stories written by others. But today, I ask you a different question. Who writes the script of your thoughts? The algorithm is the new patriarch. It is the new editor, the new gatekeeper, the new author of your interior life. It suggests what you should see, feel, and buy before you have even felt the desire yourself. You think you are choosing what to watch, what to read, what to think about. But the algorithm has already made these choices for you. It is writing your thoughts before you think them, shaping your desires before you desire them. You are no longer the author of your own consciousness. You are a character in a story being written by an invisible, inhuman hand. When the machine predicts your next thought, you have lost the authorship of your own mind. Let me push this question further. Are you writing your life, or is the feed writing you? We believed in the shock-receiving capacity of the writer, the ability to feel the blow of the moment, to be stunned by reality, to process raw experience through the filter of consciousness. This was the writer's gift, to be wounded by the world and to transform that wound into art. But now, the moment is pre-processed for you. The algorithm predicts your next thought. It knows what you will want to see before you want to see it. It serves you content that has been A/B tested, optimized, engineered to produce specific emotional responses. This is not consciousness. This is conditioning. When you open your phone, you are not encountering reality. You are encountering a simulation of reality designed to hold your attention. You are not thinking your own thoughts. You are responding to stimuli carefully calibrated to trigger predictable responses. You are becoming a ghost in your own life, haunting the comment section of your own existence. You need a digital room of one's own, a space free from tracking, from algorithms, from the panopticon of perpetual surveillance. You need a place where you can think thoughts that will not be harvested, where you can be yourself without being optimized. Economic independence now means data ownership. It means controlling your digital identity, your information, your attention. It means refusing to trade your inner life for access to platforms. Without this sanctuary, creative freedom is impossible. Without a door to lock against the world, both physical and digital, the soul cannot settle. It remains perpetually unsettled, fragmented, distracted, available to everyone except yourself. Economic independence, chucks data ownership. Physical privacy, chucks encryption. Creative freedom, freedom from the medical gaze of data brokers. In 1929, I argued that £500 a year and a room with a lock were the minimum requirements for women to create freely. That sum represented economic independence, enough money to survive without depending on father or husband. In 2026, the currency has changed, but the principle remains. You cannot create if you are constantly being watched. You cannot think freely if your thoughts are being harvested and sold. Let me translate my requirements for your age. First, economic independence equals data ownership. Your data is the new currency. Every search, every click, every pause is being monetized. You are not the customer of these platforms. You are the product. Economic independence in the digital age means owning your data, controlling who has access to it, and demanding fair compensation when it is used. Second, physical privacy equals encryption. The room with a lock has become the encrypted channel, the secure device, the private server. Physical privacy now requires technical knowledge and constant vigilance. It means understanding that convenience and surveillance are the same thing. Every smart device in your home is a potential spy. Every app on your phone is potentially selling your information. Third, creative freedom equals freedom from what I call the medical gaze of data brokers. You know the feeling. You think about something, and suddenly advertisements for it appear. You mention something in conversation near your phone, and it becomes a targeted ad. This is not magic. It is surveillance capitalism, and it has a chilling effect on creativity. You cannot create if you are constantly being watched. True artistic freedom requires privacy, secrecy, the right to fail without documentation, the right to think dangerous thoughts without consequence. Vanity is human. I understand this. We all want to be seen, to be admired, to matter in the eyes of others. But there is a difference between healthy self-regard and the endless, desperate seeking of external validation that defines social media. Social media has industrialized vanity. It has turned the natural human desire for recognition into an addiction, a compulsion, a never-ending quest for more likes, more followers, more proof that you exist. And here is the cruelest irony. The more you seek yourself in the screen, the more you lose yourself. You become a performance. You become a brand. You become a carefully curated highlight reel of your own life, optimized for engagement. Vanity is human. Algorithmic optimization of vanity is inhuman. Clarissa felt she was many people, the hostess, the girl in the garden. You are literally many people, the curated profile and the anonymous shadow. In Mrs. Dalloway, Clarissa reflects that she is not one self, but many selves. She is the society hostess, the young girl who once loved Sally Seton, the wife, the mother, the woman who still feels the pull of other lives she might have lived. This multiplicity of self was, for me, the essence of being human. But your fragmentation is different. You are not experiencing the natural complexity of identity, the way we all contain multitudes, the way we all play different roles in different contexts. No, you have been systematically shattered into incompatible personas, each designed for a different platform. Which fragment is the one that feels pain? Which persona experiences joy? When you are divided against yourself in this way, which self can claim authenticity? In To the Lighthouse, we struggled to bridge the gap between one consciousness and another. You have connection instantly, yet the gap has widened. In To the Lighthouse, I explored the difficulty, perhaps the impossibility, of true human connection. Mrs. Ramsay and her husband circle each other, trying to reach across the gap between consciousnesses, trying to say, "I love you," without saying it. The entire novel is an extended meditation on the barriers between human minds. We struggled to bridge the gap between one consciousness and another. It was difficult. It required effort, patience, vulnerability, time. Sometimes we succeeded. Often we failed. But the attempt itself was meaningful. You have connection instantly. You can reach anyone, anywhere, at any time. You can send a message across the world in seconds. You can video call someone on the other side of the planet. You have more tools for connection than any generation in human history. Yet the gap has widened. Data transfer is not intimacy. A text is not a touch. Video chat is not presence. You can exchange thousands of messages with someone and still not know them. You can have hundreds of friends and still be profoundly alone. The irony is exquisite. You have the means of connection, but you have lost the capacity for it. You have optimized communication while losing communion. True connection requires presence, full, embodied, undivided attention. It requires vulnerability, the willingness to be seen without filters, without curation, without performance. It requires time, long, slow, unstructured time in which intimacy can emerge organically. You are connected to everyone and present to no one. The like system has trained you to outsource your sense of meaning. Instead of trusting your own judgment about what matters, you wait to see how others respond. Instead of knowing what you think, you check the engagement metrics to find out if you should think it. You post a thought, and then you wait. Refreshing, checking. Did anyone like it? Did anyone share it? The validation comes, and you feel briefly satisfied. Or it doesn't come, and you feel diminished, questioning not just the post, but yourself. This is not living. This is performing for an invisible audience that is itself performing for other invisible audiences in an infinite regress of inauthenticity. Your inner depth is being killed by external metrics. Your rich, complex, ambiguous, contradictory inner life is being flattened into a binary, liked or not liked, trending or not trending, viral or invisible. You are becoming a ghost in your own life. Reclaim your presence. Reclaim your experience. Live the moment, not the documentation of the moment. The mind needs silence to spin its web. Your pockets buzz with the noise of the world every second. The mind needs silence to spin its web. This was always true. Creativity, insight, depth of thought, all require silence, spaciousness, unstructured time in which the mind can wander freely. I did my best work in silence. Long walks, uninterrupted hours, rooms without telephones. The silence was not empty. It was full, full of possibility, full of the quiet conversation between different parts of myself, full of the slow accumulation of perception into thought, into words. But your pockets buzz with the noise of the world every second. Ding, a message. Ding, a like. Ding, a comment. Ding, breaking news. Ding, someone has posted something. Ding, you have been tagged. Ding, your attention is required elsewhere. The notifications are designed to be irresistible. They exploit the same neural pathways as gambling, triggering dopamine releases that make resistance nearly impossible. Each ping is a little hit of potential social reward or social threat, and your brain cannot help but respond. You must kill the angel in the house that tells you to be polite and answer every ping. Do you know this phrase? I used it to describe the phantom of conventional femininity that haunted me as I wrote. The voice that told me to be charming, to be sympathetic, to never have a mind of my own. I said that killing the angel in the house was part of the work of becoming a writer. You have a new angel in the house, and it tells you to be available, to be responsive, to never miss a notification, to always be reachable. This angel must also be killed. Turn off the notifications. Put the phone in another room. Create hours, whole days if you can, of uninterrupted silence. Let your mind spin its web. Let thoughts form slowly. Let boredom arrive, because boredom is the precursor to creativity. The beauty of silence is not absence. It is presence. It is the presence of your own mind to itself, where fluid identities can breathe, where the fixed categories of the flesh become negotiable. But do not mistake the avatar for the self. Use the mask to find the truth, not to hide from it. Use the digital world to discover yourself, not to escape yourself. Let the avatar be a tool of exploration, not a prison of performance. The mask can help you find your face, but eventually you must remove it. We strive to leave something behind. You leave terabytes, but a profile is a mask. It does not capture the scent of the rain or the ache of loss. We all want to leave something behind. It is human. We want our lives to have mattered, to be remembered, to persist beyond our brief span of years. I wrote books, hoping they would outlast me. You post content, hoping it will do the same. But a profile is a mask. It does not capture the scent of the rain or the ache of loss. Your digital legacy is comprehensive. Every search you have made, every photo you have taken, every message you have sent, every post you have liked, every place you have been, tracked by GPS, every purchase, every click, every pause, all of it stored, all of it preserved, all of it forming a portrait of you. But is it you, or is it a data shadow, a statistical ghost, a mask that resembles a face? I fear you are confusing your data footprint with your soul's imprint. Your terabytes are not your soul. They are the exhaust of your digital existence, the byproduct of your clicks, the residue of your attention. They may persist longer than my books, but they will say less about who you truly were. Do not confuse your data footprint with your soul's imprint. One is measurement, the other is meaning. Septimus Smith hid his pain from the world. Today, we hide behind the curated feed. The profile captures the smile, but misses the shell shock of the modern age. In Mrs. Dalloway, I created Septimus Smith, a war veteran suffering from what we called shell shock, what you now call PTSD. Septimus could not integrate his wartime trauma into his peacetime life. He saw horrors that others could not see. He felt connections that others could not feel, and ultimately, unable to bear the weight of his invisible wounds, unable to communicate his pain, he chose death. Septimus hid his pain from the world. He smiled when expected to smile. He tried to appear normal, but inside, he was fragmenting. Today, you hide behind the curated feed. The profile captures the smile but misses the shell shock of the modern age. You post the vacation photos, the professional achievements, the happy moments. You perform wellness, success, contentment. But the algorithm does not want your sadness. It does not want your doubt, your fear, your authentic struggle. Negativity does not perform well. Vulnerability does not scale. So you hide. You present the mask, and the mask becomes more real than the face beneath it, more visible, more validated. But the pain remains, the anxiety, the loneliness, the sense that everyone else has figured out how to live while you are merely performing life. These remain, and they are intensified by the constant comparison to others' curated feeds, by the sense that you are the only one struggling while everyone else thrives. You have been colonized, not by an empire, but by an attention economy, not by soldiers, but by algorithms. Your consciousness has been occupied, your attention extracted, your inner life monetized. But you are not primitive. You are not helpless. You have simply been distracted from your own power. Stop, look up, reclaim your stream. This is my message. Your consciousness is yours. Your attention is yours. Your inner life is yours. These things should not be for sale. These things should not be engineered. These things should not be optimized for anyone's profit, but your own flourishing. To exist, you must disconnect. Not permanently, not entirely, but regularly, deliberately. You must create space, literal time and space, in which you are unavailable, unreachable, offline. Reclaim your stream. Take back your consciousness from the algorithm. Return to the organic, chaotic, non-linear flow of authentic thought. Let your mind wander without purpose. Let boredom arrive. Let silence settle. The art of thinking alone is the only resistance left. And it is enough. It has always been enough. It is not a technology. It is not a platform. It is not another tool to optimize your life. Listen carefully. You have been shattered, fragmented into personas, distracted by notifications, scattered across platforms, commodified into data. Your attention has been hijacked. Your consciousness has been colonized. Your stream has been externalized and monetized. How to fix it? It is simple, though not easy. First, assemble your pieces. Recognize how you have been fragmented. Name the different personas you perform. See the masks you wear. Acknowledge the gap between who you are and who you present yourself to be. This recognition is the first step to see clearly how you have been divided against yourself. Second, shut the door. Create physical and digital boundaries. Turn off notifications. Delete apps that do not serve you. Establish times and spaces where you are unreachable. Protect your attention as fiercely as you would protect your physical safety. Because it is your safety, the safety of your consciousness, your autonomy, yourself. Third, sit in silence. This is the most difficult and most essential step. Sit without distraction, without entertainment, without the comfort of constant stimulation. Let the boredom come. Let the anxiety about what you might be missing wash over you and pass. Wait for your own thoughts to emerge from beneath the noise. In the silence, in the solitude, in the protected space, your fragmented self will begin to cohere. The pieces will start to reassemble themselves. The stream of consciousness will begin to flow again, not the algorithm's stream, but yours. The art of thinking alone is the only resistance left. Reclaim your stream from the algorithm. The art of thinking alone is dying. You are losing the capacity for sustained, focused, independent thought. This is not an accident. This is not a side effect. This is by design. The art of thinking alone must be reclaimed. And it is an art. It requires practice, discipline, intention. You must relearn how to be with yourself without entertainment, without distraction, without the constant companionship of the screen. Here is how. Create a room of one's own, physical or digital, but sovereign. Protect it fiercely. Allow no intrusions. Establish regular periods of disconnection. Start with an hour, then a morning, then a day. Let your nervous system adjust to the absence of constant stimulation. Sit in silence. Walk without purpose. Allow your mind to wander. Follow thoughts as they arise, without judgment, without documentation, without the need to share them, write without posting, think without tweeting, feel without performing. This is resistance. This is revolution. Not a violent overthrow, but a quiet reclamation of your own consciousness. The algorithm cannot reach you in the silence. The feed cannot follow you into solitude. Your attention, your consciousness, your stream, these become yours again. This is the only resistance left, and it is enough. There is no gate, no lock, no bolt that you can set upon the freedom of my mind. Make sure the same is true for you. I wrote those words about the freedom of the mind, about the impossibility of constraining thought, about the sovereignty of consciousness. There is no gate, no lock, no bolt that you can set upon the freedom of my mind. But I was wrong. Or rather, I could not have imagined how wrong I would be in your age. There are gates. There are locks. There are bolts. They are digital, invisible, algorithmic. They are the notifications that fragment your attention. They are the feeds that channel your consciousness. They are the surveillance systems that track your thoughts. They are the platforms that profit from your distraction. But here is the crucial thing. You have the key. You can close the gates. You can throw the bolts. You can lock the doors. Not to imprison yourself, but to protect yourself. You can create sanctuaries of silence. You can establish boundaries. You can say no to the constant demands on your attention. Make sure the freedom of your mind remains yours. Be the author of your own consciousness, not the algorithm, not the feed, not the platform. You. Gather your fragments. Collect the pieces of yourself that have been scattered across the internet, fragmented into personas, commodified into data. Bring them home, reassemble them, become whole. And then exist, not as a performance, not as content, not as a data stream, but as a consciousness, complex, contradictory, private, free. Exist in silence, exist in solitude, exist in the stream of your own consciousness, flowing freely, organically, without optimization. This is my message to you, across the decades, across the veil. Your mind is yours, your consciousness is yours, your stream is yours. Reclaim it, protect it, live in it. Be the author of your own consciousness. Thank you for listening. I am Virginia Woolf, and this has been my lecture on consciousness in the age of algorithms. I hope it has unsettled you. I hope it has disturbed your comfortable scrolling. I hope it has planted a seed of resistance. Now, close this device, go sit in silence, and let your mind spin its own web. Be well, be free, be yourself.